Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do click that subscribe button. We're on the way to 11,100 subscribers. And if you could click the like button, I would be incroyably grateful. There's loads of you here. Oh, shush. That's goodness me. There's lots of you here. There's lots to talk about. Actually, there's not a huge amount to talk about. I'm gonna talk about some things, but I feel like we all need to relax when it comes to the transfer news and just build into the Euros. So we're gonna go through some Euros predictions, but actually kind of with an eye to where Arsenal players are going to end up during the Euros. But look, it's fantastic to see so many of you here on a Wednesday evening. We are over halfway through the week. Wilsey, Mohammed, Vivi Vlad, Icarus, Pekka, Leeds Gunnar, Hyper Protagonist, Anu Brata, Kyle, Smort, Saliba, Ross Lawman's here, Smithy, Baldsy, Hannah, Francisco Oliveira, Tom Whitbread, Baldsy, it's good to see you. Fizzy as well, James Bidder, and Saar. Let's talk about Georgia getting out of the group. I don't think they will be. Actually, who's in Georgia's group? Well, we'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. How mad would it be if, against all expectations, Katie was brought back to the fold? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But you never know. Look, so here's the news. Here's the news today, right? There is one actual piece of news. This came from Fabrizio Romano. And it's interesting because obviously we've been kind of questioning what's going on with the academy and players leaving the academy. But according to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are leading the race to sign 15-year-old Ryan McAdoo, having made a proposal for the player. McAdoo is expected to leave Chelsea this summer. So he's a 15-year-old. And I follow a guy called Felix Johnston, who's a Chelsea fan, and he follows a lot of the Chelsea academy. He's very informed on the Chelsea academy players. And he tweeted a response to this, to McAdoo potentially coming to Arsenal. He said, "Huge shame. Ryan is an incredibly talented player who this season played a year up, both for Chelsea and for England, despite being one of the youngest in his own age group anyway." So he's a young 15-year-old to be in the under-15s. And yet, despite that, he played at both under-16 and under-17 level for England and Chelsea this season. He said, "It's sad that Arsenal will get his talent, but it is what it is. He's a right winger, and we're very stacked there." So, kind of goes against this narrative that no young players would want to be at Arsenal because Mikel Arteta doesn't play them. Because look, maybe right, the club actually knows more than we do. And maybe the academy players, some academy players the club have tried to keep, right? They're trying to keep Cozy Adubri, they're trying to keep Bruel Walters, they're trying to keep Chido. But with a lot of the other ones, maybe the club just don't think they're good enough. Maybe there are better academy players out there that the club wants to try and bring in. So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes. I think it's interesting. It's one to keep an eye on. But it's not all doom and gloom when it comes to the academy. Won't see him on the pitch for 2+ years at least. One for the future, maybe. Oh, yeah, 100%. He's a 15-year-old. So, the only academy player I expect to see much of next season is Ethan Nwaneri. But interestingly, apparently this guy actually came on for Ethan Nwaneri during the under-17 Euros. So there you go. Other bits of news today. Ben Jacobs says Arsenal want a young left back like Jorel Hato. It could be a centre back that can play at left back. Milos Kerkez is another name that they've looked at. Arsenal and Chelsea are quite serious about him, even though Bournemouth do not want to sell him. So Hato getting a mention there, alongside Milos Kerkez, who, to be fair, Kerkez I did see for Bournemouth a few times in the second half of last season. He really only popped up in the second half of last season. And he looked decent. So that's an interesting one. But I did also see today, Arsenal have, I can't actually remember who the source was, but Arsenal have said to Tierney that he is, expected to leave, to Zinchenko that he is free to leave, and we may also consider losing Jakub Kiwior. So that would suggest that we are probably going to bring in a left back of some description. Remember when everyone was demanding that Patino start for Arsenal, yet he can barely get into a lower championship team? Uh, Pepperidge Farm remembers. I'm not sure what Pepperidge Farm remembers means, but no, I agree. I agree. I think we get carried away. I think we get carried away with academy players, and you know, there's a high bar now. There's just a very high bar now. And even it even happens at City. And this is if we took McAdoo from Chelsea, that's Chelsea losing an academy player. It happens to every club. Get all three of them left backs out. Zinchenko and Kivior. Wow, I expected only one of them. Well, I think one of them has to go, right? One of them has to. We already have too many defenders because we're already at the point where even if we don't bring any new defenders in, if all of the defenders are fit, one of them doesn't even get onto the bench. So we're already oversubscribed by one. And then if we bring in another, then we're oversubscribed by two. So at that point, you have to lose Zinchenko and Kivior or Tomiyasu. It's a Family Guy reference. Got you. We should be looking at both Veerman and Guterruida this Euros. I would buy both depending on the price. There's a lot of players. There's a lot of players to be looking at this summer, I think, during the Euros. Who's going to sign Zinchenko? I think there's quite a lot of clubs that would sign Zinchenko more as a midfielder. There's quite a few teams that I wouldn't be surprised if they bought Zinchenko as a midfielder. Look, I think Zinchenko will probably look good at the Euros. So, yeah, I think there are clubs that would be in for him. Arsenal have made initial contact with Osimhen. Yeah, so this is bullshit, right? So this has come from an outlet called Roma 2. No idea. On the source rating, we're at salad cream at this point, right? Victor Osimhen is waiting for the Premier League, where his agent is talking to Arsenal. Without offers in Europe, it seems certain that Osimhen will move to Saudi Arabia. It's just nonsense. It's nonsense. Osimhen is not going to go anywhere if Napoli continue to insist on a ridiculous clause being met, other than maybe Saudi Arabia. I don't think Arsenal are interested in him whatsoever. We've heard nothing from any reputable source that says that Arsenal are interested in Osimhen. Team News and Ticks said that Arsenal haven't mentioned Osimhen since last October or November. Ornstein hasn't mentioned anything to do with him. And overall, this comes back to this kind of point, right? And I'll tie it into another thing. Graham Bailey. Arsenal plan to recruit a new left-back this summer. We know that. But he understands the club are now considering a move for Stade Brestois' Bradley Locco. Right? These are just names. He's probably looked at Team of the Season on FIFA. And they're throwing out names. And the reality is this. No one knows. No one knows what is going on. Because none of the proper top sources, right? Your David Ornsteins, your Sammy Mockbells, your Team News and Ticks. None of them are giving out names. The only name they gave out was Benjamin Sesko. Because there was a legitimate interest in him. We made a legitimate proposal to him. And we were willing to trigger his release clause if he wanted to come to the club. Everything else at the moment is complete speculation. We know roughly positions that we're going for because they just make sense. But outside of that, it's just nonsense. It's just everyday journalists throwing out names to get you to click on things. That's the reality. And look, I think the best example was yesterday. It was Ornstein breaking the Ten Hag news last night. The day before that, Ornstein said, I have no idea what is happening with that situation at Manchester United. The next day, he has the exclusive to drop that Ten Hag was staying. He doesn't say something unless it is factual information. And he is currently saying nothing for anyone to come to Arsenal. Now, some people are panicking and think that means that no one's coming to Arsenal. That's not the case. It's just that Arsenal are working in the dark. Arsenal do not want people to know what it is that we're doing. Those Ornstein bombers just hit different. Fabrizio's ruined for FD. He has. Did you see the Palmer England pictures? I did. Look, Yeah. I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for him. Like some of the stuff people are saying is crazy. Some of the stuff people are saying is crazy. And I do think Arsenal fans have to be careful of how you treat Cole Palmer, when and it's not the same. It's not the same as what's been directed at Saka, because I think the big thing about what's been directed at Saka is that it is constant, and it doesn't matter what he does, it is just constant. And yesterday there was a very specific thing that people were ripping into Cole Palmer for. But I do think people need to be careful when we then turn around and say, you shouldn't say this and that about Bukayo Saka. So, but no, the picture was unfortunate, right? The picture is unfortunate. What happened with Palmer? Just some pictures came out of him where he just doesn't look the best. You could say he's lacking aura. Is I suppose the not so nasty thing is to say he's lacking aura. The nasty thing that people have said is, well, I'm not going to repeat it, but it's just it is what it is. I do have a Euro Fantasy League. A couple of you have asked it. Can you do a Euros League for the Predictor as well as the Fantasy? Oh, can you do a Euros League for the Predictor? I can do that. Yeah. So I tweeted out, and it's also on my Instagram story, a link to my Fantasy League. A link to my Fantasy League for the Euros. So if you want to join in on that, feel free to do so. But I can do a predictor I can do a league for the predictors as well. Yeah. The Tism. Yeah, the Tism. Listen, people tell me I look like I've got it all the time, and I act like it. So I'm familiar. What are we winning? Well, you're not winning anything because I'm winning. But yeah. Did you see people get impressed about win the toy? Oh, mate. Right? How? Yeah. Imagine waking up, right? Imagine waking up and you see that your club has released a toy, just a soft toy, which resembles the dog, which has become famous at your club, right? If you're a middle-aged bloke, probably not made for you. And now, there will be middle-aged blokes out there that are going to go buy one. Hello, I'm not middle-aged, but you know what I mean. But if you lose your mind with anger about a soft toy being made for kids and other people, probably have a word with yourself. Probably have a word with yourself. What is middle age? I'm getting scared. Nah, middle age like 40. Like 40. The Palmer slander was disgusting. If what everyone cares about is aura, he has more aura than every single person in this chat. Woo. I don't know about that. I don't know if he's got more aura than, for example, VV Vlad during Gestaguna. I don't know if he's got more aura than VV Vlad during Gestaguna. What's your Instagram? The same as this, RoryTalksFootball. I don't get the toy issue. There's been Gunnosaurus plush for the last 30 years. Yeah, every club has them. I went on just to do a bit of a research. I went on the Chelsea Mega Store. Mate, they've got a soft toy dragon. They've got a soft toy octopus. They've got a stress ball. That's the state. Chelsea have a stress ball that you can buy, a Chelsea stress ball, because of how much stress they cause their own fans. Smithy's aura in the Twitch stream. No, that's pretty. To be fair, Smithy, that is pretty much the same as Cole Palmer's aura in those pictures. I'd say that's on a similar level. More revenue. Yeah, it's just the club making money. It's just the club making money. It's such a weird thing to get angry about. It's a reversible octopus toy. It is a reversible octopus toy. It is indeed. Just bought some Arsenal soft toys after hearing about the outrage. You'll love to see it. If any other club releases this toy, nobody cares. But because it's Arsenal, there's got to be a narrative. But the main people creating the narrative in this situation, the main people creating the narrative were Arsenal fans. So I didn't really even see rival fans talking about it, other than in the context of those Arsenal fans. Have you got the Euro 2024 Panini? I do not have. I do not have the Euro 2024 Panini. Yeah, AFC Max's aura after he's just given 100 gifted memberships out. That's aura. That is aura. There's even Lego stadiums. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, look. So back to the news. That is it. That's it. Look, I think now the reality is, I think over the course of the Euros, we might make a few sales. We might make a few sales of players who are not at the Euros, right? Your Sambi Lakongas, your Nuno Tavares. We might sell a couple of them. In terms of signings, I think we maybe make David Raya permanent because I think most of that work's already been done. And even though David Raya is at the Euros, I think it's fine. Other than that, I don't think we'll make a signing until after the tournament. I really don't. And I think there will be just a lot of. Well, I'm hoping once the Euros and Copa America starts, the journalists won't need to be just putting out so much shit about potential signings. But I think that's where we're at now. I think that's where we're at. Are you disappointed that Sesko's staying at Leipzig? Not really. I think it's probably the right decision for him. Apparently, that figure that we spoke about, the gentleman's agreement of how much Leipzig will let him go for, apparently it's about £75 million. So if we were to go back in for Sesko next summer, we'd be looking at about £75 million. So can't wait to see Erdegaard at the Euros and prove all his doubters wrong, who say he doesn't turn up to big games. I've got some bad news for you, John. I've got some bad news for you. Anyway, look, we're gonna do some predictions. We're gonna start predicting. We're gonna start predicting the Euros. We're gonna start predicting the Euros. How do I create a league for this? Can I create a league now? Create a league. Here we go. Let me just create a league. Let me create a league. Here we go. Create league. Rory talks football. Create league. Wait, can you see this? Here you go. Here you go. We have a league. We have a league. There you go. Look, it's in the chat. That's your code. That's your code to join the league. There is also a link, but that's the code. So we have a league for the predictions. We have a league for the predictions. John. Now, John, you came in here, made a fool of yourself about Erdegaard, and now you're getting rowdy. Now you're getting rowdy, John. We're not going to have that. We're not going to have that, John. You settle yourself down. Anyway, let's get into the predictions. What's the website? It's literally called gaming.uefa.com. It's the official UEFA. It's the official UEFA site. So gaming.uefa.com. That's where the fantasy is as well. That's where you do the fantasy and the predictions. Yeah, John, honestly, buddy, it's all right. I really dislike people for doing the Saka Palmer debate before the Euros. Most of us are England fans at the end of the day. I agree. I agree, Sportcat, completely. 1-0 Ghost-to-Guard, lol. Well done, John. Well done, John. Yeah. John, your aura is absolutely awful. Absolutely awful, John. John, if I buy you Win the Dog as a soft toy, do you think it'll calm down a little bit? Do you think that'll cheer you up? That'll cheer you up a bit. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the predictions. Right, game numero uno. Game number 1, Germany versus Scotland. So we've got Germany 2, Scotland 1. Kieran Tierney versus Kai Havertz. I'm going 2-1 to the Germans. Game number 2, Hungary versus Switzerland. I think this is quite a good game. I've seen quite a few people putting Hungary down as their underdogs. I'm not having it. Oh, here we go. We've absolutely rattled John here, boys. John is spend the money on some fireworks to brush your teeth, you mug. Spend the money on some fireworks to brush my teeth. I'm not sure I understand it. John. I'm not sure I understand it, John. So for this one, I'm going. See, I've got a back Granit Xhaka, right? I'm going 2-1. 2-1 again. Granit Xhaka to win. Let's John. Come on now, buddy. It's you're called John, right? So you're over 30. Realistically, John, you're called John, you're over 30, right? It's a Wednesday evening. What are we talking? 5 to 7 in the evening. John, you're currently on my live stream getting angry about the fact that you didn't know Norway had qualified for the Euros. Now, I'll be honest, John. State of you. Do you know what I mean? Is the code for the fantasy or just the predictions? That code's for the predictions league. They're two separate leagues. So that code's for the predictions. There's a different code which I tweeted earlier today, and it's on my Instagram story, which is the link and the code for the fantasy. So they're two different things. You have to enter them separately. Oh God, he's absolutely fuming. Johnny boy, relax yourself. Spain versus Croatia. Now, obviously, we've got David Raya. Whether he'll start or not, I don't actually know. I don't think he will start. Apparently, it's going to be Unai Simon. I do think Spain will win, but I think it will be a 1-0 win. Croatia will be quite defensive. Their team is not as good as it was a few years ago. Like they've still got a lot of those players, but they are aging. Whether like Perisic, Brozovic, Modric, Kovacic. They've got Gvardiol, obviously, but they are aging. So I think that will be 1-0. This one is interesting. Italy versus Albania. Obviously, we've got Jorginho. Albania seem to be this year's Turkey. Where lots of people think that Albania are the dark horses, and I don't know why. And remember, people thought Turkey were the dark horses at Euro 2020, and they lost all 3 games, scored 1 goal, and conceded 8. I feel like this is that, but equally, Italy's team doesn't look good either. But I'm actually going to go 2-0 to Italy. We're going 2-0 to Italy. Jorginho. Poland versus Netherlands. Do we have anyone in this game? Yes, we do. We have Jakub Kivior in this game, of course. I actually think Netherlands are going to have a really good tournament. I'm going 3-1 to the Netherlands. I do think Netherlands are going to have a really good tournament. We'll have to wait and see. But no, I do think they're going to have a good tournament. 1-1. Some people think 1-1. I do feel bad on Kivior, but keep crying, John. Rory, you were on Tony Adams' Insta yesterday. Was I actually? You'll have to see it. I need to check that out. Why didn't he tag me? Big Tone. Where's the tag? Where is the tag? Kivior hat trick. Well, to be fair, yeah, Netherlands are missing Frankie de Jong and Coop Miners and potentially Brian Brobby, who went off injured today. And on his Twitter too. I need to go and find that. But there you go, 3-1. Oh, wait, I need to do... Oh, what's all this stuff? Do you get bonus points for this? Oh crap! I've got to go. There's a load of extra stuff I've got to do here. There's a load of extra stuff I've got to do. Anyway, I'll go back through that. Slovenia versus Denmark. 1-1. 1-1. We don't have any players involved in that. Serbia versus England. Obviously, we've got Saka and Rice. 1-0 to England. A jammy Harry Kane goal is what we're going to go for. A jammy Harry Kane goal. Rory, do you need additional mods? No, I don't need additional mods. I don't need additional mods. John is absolutely more than welcome to continue because it's just quite. It amuses me. It amuses me. It's like it's entertainment. He's like the jester in the court. We're kind of everyone's going about their business, and then John's just in the corner, and occasionally you just look over and look at what John's doing, and it's amusing. But yeah, England 1, Serbia 0. It'll be a close game. Serbia are going to be a solid team, by the way, playing in a 5-3-2. They are going to be solid. Romania against Ukraine. We've got Zinchenko. Ukraine are actually good, by the way, but so are Romania. I'm going 2-all. I'm going 2-all in that game. I'm going 2-all in that game. He's giving an extra view. Yeah, look, every viewer helps. Every viewer helps. No, you're all right, John. You're all right. Thank you, mate. You just stay out there. You just stay out there, and we'll just continue laughing at you. Belgium versus Slovakia. Now, I think Belgium are going to have a good tournament. They are my dark horses. They are my dark horses. I think they're going to have a good tournament. They've not lost in their last 15 games. Slovakia will be solid, but I'm going 2-0 to the Belgians. Obviously, we've got Leandro Trossard. We've got Leandro Trossard to keep an eye on in that game. Do we have any? We don't have any Slovakians, do we? No. Austria versus France. I'm going to go 3-1 to the French. Saliba. Apparently, Saliba is not going to be starting. They are going to be using Kanate and Upamecano. So, more fool them, if you ask me. Do we have anyone else in that game other than Saliba? Don't think so. Turkey versus Georgia. Turkey have actually been all right. I'm going to go 2-1 to Turkey. We don't have anyone in that game. French manager had a stinker. Yeah, I don't mind it, though. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy for Saliba not to play. Let him rest. Let him get some rest. And then Portugal versus Czech Republic. I'm going to go 3-2 to Portugal. 3-2 to Portugal in that game. And again, I don't think we've got anyone in that game, right? So that's it. So now I need to go through the rest of these things. So do I do one of these for every single one? Or do I just do the play 2 times booster for one of them? First team to score, Germany. First player to score, Samina Mina. Where is he? There he is. There we go. Havertz to score first. Switzerland versus Hungary. First team to score. I'm actually going to say Hungary are going to go 1-0 up. Hungary are going to go 1-0 up. Did you see the Qatar robbery of India? I did, yeah. I did. Also, did you see Crystal Palace's new front of shirt sponsor? I made a TikTok about it. Absolute shambles. First scorer. Obviously, it needs to be a Hungarian. Who plays up top for Hungary? Does anyone know who actually starts up top for Hungary? Or shall I just go Szoboszlai? We'll just go Szoboszlai because I haven't got a clue who starts up top for Hungary. First team to score, obviously, will be Spain. And first player to score, we're going to go Lamine Yamal. We're going to go Lamine Yamal. First team to score, obviously Italy. First player to score. I mean, does Scamacca start? I assume so, right? We'll go Scamacca. These are the ones that make the most sense, right? David Raya off the bench. Netherlands to score first. And first player to score, I'm going to go Xavi. No, I'm going to go Gakpo, actually. Gakpo to score first. First team to score, Denmark. I don't really know. Yeah, Denmark and Rasmus. That sounds fair. First team to score, obviously England. First player to score, hit me like a Harry Kane. First team to score, Ukraine. First player to score, Dovbyk. First team to score, Belgium. First player to score, Big Rom. Big Rom when he's on. Goes to guard to go missing again. Oh, you've already done that one, John. John, are you like is this like you're back to the start of the routine now? Are you back to the start of the routine now, John? Because we've had that one. Is Rice Irish again? Was that the end of the last set? So you ended it with is Rice Irish again? And then yeah. Okay, John. Well, if you want to do the set again, John, feel free. France to score first. And yeah, Kylian Mbappe to score it realistically. Turkey to score first. And Yildiz to score it. Portugal to score first. And the GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo, to score it. There we go. So I've done those. Oh, I need to do 2 times predict. What shall I do the 2 times boost on? What do I actually think is going to happen? I feel like the England one. I'm doing the 2 times booster on England. There we go. I'm not going to do match day 2 now. We'll do match day 2 on another stream. But there you go. Again, if you want the link to the league, look, there's already some of you in here. There's 4 of you in here now. So, oh no, there's 9 of you in here. Look at this. There's 9 of you in here. How do I share it? Oh, here you go. Here's the code. Here is the code. So if you want to join the league, you can do. And then there's also the fantasy. So this is my fantasy team. Now I've been told that you can change the captain every day or something. So I should start my captain with a team that plays on the first day. So I should actually captain Florian Wirtz to start with or something. Because then you can change it if he does badly. You can change it if he does badly, apparently. So, but that's my team. I think it's quite strong. I think that's quite a strong team. And then we've got a league for this. This is the league for this one. Look at this. We've got nearly 350 people in the league for this one so far. This is the code for this one. I'll put it in the chat so you can copy it. There you go. That's the code for the fantasy league. We got 350 people in the fantasy league so far, which is decent. So there you go. Happy days. What's the budget? Yeah, the budget is quite easy to deal with. I can't remember what the actual budget. I think it's like 75 mil, but the player prices are really cheap. No, maybe not even 75, maybe 100. It wasn't that difficult to make the team. It wasn't that difficult to make the team. I think you may have answered this, but will there still be a Euros game going on at 6:30? Sorry, I'm illiterate. There will still be a Euros game going on at 6:30. So how will that affect the streams? I think the streams are going to move to 7. I think the streams are going to move to 7, and then we'll do it for like 45 minutes, and then I can go live at 8. I think that's the way we're going to do it. So Obviously, I'll be doing a lot of watch-alongs during the Euros as well. First watch-along is Germany versus Scotland on Friday. So we'll be live on Tifo. Link to Tifo's down in the description. We'll be live on Tifo for Germany versus Scotland. I'm then going home for the weekend, so I won't be live Saturday or Sunday, and then I'll be live again on Monday. And then I'll pretty much, I'll probably do a game a day. I'll probably do a game a day at that point. So where's the link to the website? The link to the website is gaming.uefa.com. If you just Google Euros Fantasy, you should be able to find it. Will there be a Twitch stream tonight? Yeah, we'll be live on Twitch tonight. About 10:15, live on Twitch. Link down in the description to the Twitch as well. I had a decent FPL team, but I gave up towards the end. I got 50 odd points on the last match without tampering with the team. I gave up on FPL really early this year. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling FPL this year, to be honest. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues and you have to guess about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. So get your fingers on your keyboards because we're starting now. Clue number 1, this player is 41 years old. Clue number 1, this player is 41 years old. Clue number 2, they won the FA Cup with Arsenal in 2014. Clue number 2, they won the FA Cup with Arsenal in 2014. Clue number 3, they scored 5 goals in 284 games. Clue number 3, they scored 5 goals in 284 games. Clue number 4, they joined Arsenal from Auxerre. Clue number 4, they joined Arsenal from Auxerre. And clue number 5, they left Arsenal to join Man City on a free. Clue number 5, they left Arsenal to join Man City on a free. Make sure I don't get VAR checked. Okay, we're not getting VAR checked. We are not getting VAR checked. And the winner is it's Hi. It is Hi. It's Bakary Sanya. Hi is the winner. VV Vlad was in second. Literally the very next message after Hi. Jakob is third. Sportcat is fourth. And Ross Lawman is fifth. So there you go. Hi. Congratulations. Wait, VV Vlad said hyper? Why everyone said hyper? Everyone said hyper. There's a VAR check. There's a VAR check. How? Yeah, it's hyper. I am speechless at how did I miss it? How did I miss it? It was hyper. Hyper has won it. VAR check. Hi goal disallowed. Stood offside. Goal given. Hyper protagonist. I just don't understand how I do this. I don't understand how I do this. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable, Jeff. Congratulations. Congratulations to Hyper. Hi has held his hands up. There you go. Sack the presenter. Sack the presenter. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. It is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you a player who has never played for Arsenal. I'm going to give you their full career path, and you have to guess who that player is. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community, but not as much respect as Hyper currently has. I ended up giving up 5th place for the honour of VAR. Respect. Top 10 respect moments for Ross Lawman. How did I miss it too? Wilsey missed it too. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if it was just the way it was sat in the chat was just like camouflaged. I don't know. Anyway, this player started their career at PSV Eindhoven. They started their career at PSV Eindhoven. They went to Manchester United. They went from PSV to Man United. They went from Man United to Lyon. They went from Lyon to Barcelona. And they went from Barcelona to Atletico Madrid. PSV, Man United, Lyon, Barcelona, Atletico de Madrid. Who is the player? Dun, 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 dun. And the first person to get it right was Jamie. It is Jamie. Jamie, congratulations. You are first. Jakob is second. Vivi Vlad's third. Ronin is fourth. And Dominic Riego is fifth. So there you go. There you go. And I'm not going to get VAR checked. I'm not going to get VAR checked. You'll love to see it. Jamie, congratulations. I had to pie, but missed the send button. Pain. 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 There you go. There you go. Congratulations. Look, that is going to be the end of the stream. Like I said, I'll be live on Twitch at about 10:15. I'll be live back on here tomorrow as normal. Make sure you join. Make sure you join the Fantasy League and the Predictions League. And yeah, other than that, have a fantastic evening. Make sure to click like, click subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch you all either later or tomorrow. Goodbye.